Silent Storm, which in short was about Operation Silent Storm, a counterattack against Covenant forces, including Chief and other Spartans amongst Blue Team. During 2526, though, the Bloodstars had organized a meeting with anti-government insurrectionist forces interested in working with the Covenant to tear down the UNSC. However, they were soon captured by UNSC forces. Instead, the Bloodstars engaged the UNSC ships and Task Force Yama, and the Covenant and the UNSC ships met, and this huge battle happened, and the UNSC Starry Night was shut down with the purpose for research, but was self-destructed once Covenant forces boarded the ship. Later, during the attack on Zoist by the end of Operation Silent Storm, Master Chief would end up encountering the Bloodstars leader Tell. Blue Team had infiltrated the Ring of Mighty Abundance with the intention of blowing it to hell. Classic Blue Team, and basically ignored the Havoc tactical nuclear weapons that they had and were distracted by the engagement. John and Kelly used gravity lifts to throw a pair of activated nukes onto the supercarrier, and Bloodstars and Killy forces begin to fire back. Fred killed several of them with a rocket launcher, and Linda took out one with a sniper rifle. Eventually, Master Chief overpowered Tell, the leader, and Kelly grabbed John's shotgun and blew the leader's head clean off. Although most of the Bloodstars forces had died, at least in this particular encounter, two brutes did escape and cowered away and managed to escape before the supercarrier exploded. Eventually, they reported back to the Covenant Ops that the Bloodstars leader Tell had died, and they failed to kill any Spartans. One story in particular was interesting because it showed that even though these are Spartan hunters, they also deal with other extremes, such as taking down rebellions. In Halo Tales of Slipspace, titled Hunting Party, involved the Silent Shadow and their engagement with Atriox's forces, including an attempt at taking his life. During the Human Covenant War, as you probably know if you played Halo Wars 2 or at least seen the cutscenes, the Covenant was also dealing with a pretty big rebellion during the war named the Banished. And it was during this time that the Great Schism that the Sinkili and Brutes really began a long-lasting feud of hate and vengeance. While many were busy with new conflicts, others were hungry to destroy the Brutes, and the Brutes to the elites. One squad led by First Blade officer named Risa I can't say that. Committed to killing every single Brute that they encountered. So taking place after the Human Covenant War, after the Great Schism and the fallout of the Covenant, aboard a Covenant ship named the Elegy's Lament, were secretly infiltrated by the secret group of Spartan killers named Silent Shadow. Atriox sniffed them out, and the warriors uncloak, presenting themselves in front of Atriox, ready to kill him and his men. Atriox begins monologuing about how the Covenant was a lie, and he prefers not to kill them, and something quite shocking begins to happen. He begins to persuade the group, not the leader though, to join the Banished. Risa's men, the dudes with the blue visors, not the red, try to reason with Risa, but he has gone too far in past hate and is blinded by it. So he is soon betrayed by his own men with 3 swords going right through his chest. Certainly one would have been enough, maybe even 2, but no, they all had to shove it through. Fuck, man. Give a guy a break. This really expresses, I think, the potential of Atriox as Banished and how they really could have a Covenant-sized armada one day. I mean, the might of his army, the might of his intelligence, and able to turn enemies that are about to assassinate him on his own side. I mean, it's just really amazing. He is able to foster a new home for the most dangerous and determined elites post-Covenant days, and I think that says a lot for Atriox, and perhaps even more for these soldiers that seem pretty ruthless and not very loyal. Noble Team also had to deal with this bullshit, as in Halo Reach they had to encounter what seemed to be an active hunt from the Covenant. Although it borders on speculation, there is a fair amount of evidence, as I previously have discussed in this channel, that Noble Team was hunted down by Spartan killers. The first to die was Kat, which is known for underestimating dangerous situations as it is, and may have forgotten to recharge her shields, or maybe she couldn't even reinitiate her shielding along with Noble Team due to the glassing. It's not really completely understood how her death was executed here, as I made a whole video talking about theories and speculation and some interesting facts we do know. But her death gave us a lot of clues about a possible and unsettling truth about Halo Reach's story. It's possible that the glassing near Noble Team's building before they left wasn't entirely a coincidence, as the pursuing Field Marshal or Spartan Hunter squad that was seen earlier in Halo Reach's cutscenes, maybe that's them, could have suspected Noble Team was nearby after after tracking them down and order the glassing to snuff them out. You might ask, why didn't they destroy the building that they were in? Well, probably because they didn't know exactly where Noble Team was, but suspected that they were close. In fact, they may have shot the building that they thought that they were in, except for it wasn't, and Noble Team tried to escape. Kat was the first to die, of course, getting shot through the head with a needle rifle, and I'm like 90% sure that this was all planned and coordinated pretty well by the Covenant. And just like the Silent Shadow or other Spartan hunter groups in the past, they would kill Spartans with traps and decoys or ambushes and not really direct combat often. This pursuing group, whether it's the same field marshal or a couple, was pursuing Noble Team throughout the entire game, eventually ending in all of their deaths, except for June, who survived, of course, and currently now is imprisoned by Cortana's forces. Field marshals are extremely dangerous, even to Spartans, and they're a part of the Zealot class as well. However, they're actually above Zealots, and they even outrank generals, able to command everything happening via land invasions, and even take part in ground combat. In fact, what field marshals are known for is taking part in the most important, perhaps even the most dangerous combat, leading strike teams to take down important targets like leaders and Spartans. In Halo Evolution's story named Headhunters, one of the soldiers snuck up on Roland, stabbing him through the chest with a red energy sword. By the way, we've never really seen red energy swords in Halo gameplay, so it's very interesting that these guys wield red energy swords. Well, the killer was temporarily stunned by a charged plasma shot by the other Spartan named Jonah, but soon became cloaked again, revealing that the whole camp was actually a trap. A very elaborate trap. Jonah made an excellent point, saying that the Covenant was so scared of Spartans that this whole camp made of resources and basically a mock camp was basically just bait to bring the Spartans there. And these are all wasted resources, wasted men, and by the way, wasted Spartan killers, hunting them down instead of killing others. Jonah eventually did kill all of the Spartan killers here, at least presumably. It's not 100% clear, but it seems that it also came at the cost of his own life too. Killing Spartans undoubtedly earned much respect, loyalty, and honor within the Covenant, as well as a personal thanks by the prophets. And probably you would improve your social class, rank, and even get treasures, money, and privileges bestowed by the High Council. What you gotta understand is that the Covenant was based off religious beliefs, so the Covenant referring to the Spartans as demons is pretty telling of how they thought of them, not just as an enemy, but as an evil creature lurking in the darkness, waiting to cause mass destruction and death, a threat to their holy mission, of course being the Halo arrays. Spartans' lack of facial masks and reactions would scare even the most strongest, toughest elites to their core, because they would be so silent and rough and murderous. So killing one of these demons probably automatically made you a legend within the Covenant. Remember to snag yourself a free Halo audiobook and a 30-day free trial on Audible, link down in the description. All you gotta do is click that and get signed up. Now, I greatly recommend reading, or rather listening in this case, Halo Silent Storm, as they talk much
I always dreamt of BMX. Got no more time for dreaming. My ex-wife resisted bringing a 9-year-old son to me.
No, Dad, I don't want to go. You're going. I really don't. Shut up, son.
We don't need a car.
Dad, that's a clip.
I'll just hold the space bar.
Dad, you're going too fast.
Since far at the start, didn't get very.
We never do, Dad. Shut up, son.
I ride a bike with my son. We always have so much fun.
No, we don't.
Unless there's mines on the ground.
God damn it.
Then things are gonna get bloody.
Oh, no.
I ride a bike with my son.
God.
Sometimes we do photo runs.
No.
Sometimes we dodge harpoon guns.
Ow.
Sometimes we get the launch Timmy.
What?
Sometimes we get the launch Timmy. For team's perspective, just press C. I think it's time to get bloody. I think it's time to get bloody.
Dad, stop.
I can't, son.
Give up, Dad.
I don't know how.
It's just not not fun anymore, Don.
Ah, so you admit it was fun once.
God.
It's hard to keep on living.
Oh, God.
This course is unforgiving.
Oh, no, Don.
Yeah, I doubt that we'll be healing.
Don, you should go to the hospital.
I don't have insurance.
Son, keep the handle steady.
Don, what are you doing?
Winning, son.